Here.
The first item we have is the consent agenda, which is only 2 items. Schedule for next year and paying bills.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to check off and speak about separately?
I'm good.
Doug, you're okay?
I am fine with it,
And
Mayor.
I assume we mirror the same thing, not that you mirror the certain holidays and stuff? Okay.
Yes.
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Noel.
Second.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
Okay, resolution R-14-241, resolution appointing municipal prosecutor.
Do we have any offers?
Currently, Mr. Butler.
I'd like to offer Jimmy Butler.
Okay, I'll
Offered by
second.
Ms. Kane.
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Noel. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Yes.
Resolution R-14. Resolution R-14-242, I need to amend that to put resolution appointing alternate.
We have that on our copies, guys.
Okay.
We
And
have
that is currently Steve Rubin.
Okay, I'll offer Mr. Rubin.
Offered by Mayor Noel.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Noel.
Okay. Yes.
Resolution R-14-243, resolution appointing zoning board members.
Carolyn, are we doing everyone individually, or?
No, we think that's,
Okay, I think currently we have Michelle Pizzulo, who's a regular member for 4 years, Jim Fox, and Rob Knopf, who are all regular members. I'd like to renominate them. And Linda Ziemba, I believe, is our alternate number 1.
Two.
She's going to,
Right.
and 2 is now vacant.
correct.
So we're accepting applications. Zoning board alternate number 2.
I'd like to make a motion to accept that.
Offered by Ms. Kane.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Card. Mr. Card? Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-244, resolution appointing council reps in the planning board.
I'm going to offer Mr. Redmond, we're both on the planning board subcommittee.
Offered by
And,
Mayor Nolan.
We got to keep going.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-245, resolution appointing juvenile officer, and that will be George Root.
I'll offer George Root.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Excuse me, yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-246, resolution appointing
246 is Diane Albator and Ryan Buck.
special officers. Yes, Diane and Bus, right.
I'll offer those 2.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-247, resolution appointing part-time police communication operator Kyle McCarthy.
Yes, former dispatcher, great guy, I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-248, resolution appointing search officers.
Currently, it's Debbie Daly and Carolyn Cummings.
Correct.
I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Card. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-249, resolution approving cash management plan. We currently use TD Bank and 2 Rivers.
I'll offer those.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second them.
Second by Ms. Ryan. Mr. Card? Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes, please.
Resolution R-14-250, resolution designating 2015 official newspapers. We have the as we requested 2 of them.
That's what we currently have.
Correct.
Okay, I'll offer those.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes, please.
Resolution R-14-251, resolution objecting to FEMA directive.
I think Ms. Kane would like to speak to this.
This is a directive that we had come up with speaking with Dale after the FEMA initiative came out regarding the flood maps. I think it's a resolution we desperately need. I think it's something we should also send pretty much throughout the Bay Shore, from Keyport all the way down to Monmouth Beach, as well as Cologne's office, Monmouth County offices, and really any other official that, we can get them to mirror this resolution for us.
Okay. Is everybody satisfied with the resolution? I know it got sent to us via email as well as our
Yes.
packet. Okay.
Yes, we needed it.
Okay.
I'll offer.
Offered by Ms. Kane.
I'll second.
Second by Mayor Nolan. Mr. Card?
Yep.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes.
Resolution R-14-253, resolution authorizing municipal service agreement with Baby Condos.
Should we say we're tabling 252 first?
252.
252 is Baby.
They do.
Yeah, 252, we're just about there. I wanted to talk to Ms. Buckler tonight, but she's not here. But we have a form that I'm satisfied with. There's just a couple of issues that I wanted to make sure she was okay with before we.
Like a final punch list, Bruce? Basically?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
So you want to do it on the 7th of January?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a motion to table it.
I'll offer that to put it to the January 7th meeting.
Offered by Mary Ellen,
I'll second it.
seconded by Ms. Kane. Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Resolution R 14253, resolution amending resolution R 14181 with regards to repairs to the South Bay Avenue pump station. Dale, do you have the,
I was going to say, you want to speak to this for the public?
do you have the dollar amounts?
I sent it to you late this afternoon. I don't have it on. I can pull it. I can pull it quick. Hold on, go to commercial.
Technical
Go to
difficulty.
the next.
Please stand by. Basically, what it is, it incorporates all the repairs we talked about earlier a while back, and then I had Public Services come back out again to look at mitigation measures as well. I got it here as it's coming up. So basically, it repairs what was damaged during Sandy, and it also mitigates the transfer switch, the controls, moves everything up. If there's a platform for the guys to access to operate it in the event of a storm. And that number is,
Come on.
Derek, drum roll, please. Please stand by.
Make it small.
Stop it, you. 60, here we go. 60,897.09.
Thank you, sir. Can someone offer that?
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mr. Carr,
I'll second.
seconded by Mary Ellen. Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Resolution R 14254, resolution authorizing
Sewer.
emergency sewer repairs to
I
Brooklyn
wasn't
Road.
talking about it.
Tim, will you
Yeah.
involved?
Yeah, I can speak to this, Mayor. I believe it was around November 18th, we received a call that there was a sewer break. Initially, there was concern of whose issue it was, which is the normal course of action. The homeowner did have a plumber show up, and upon subsequent investigations found that it was our issue out in the street. So we had to have an emergency repair made, so we had to authorize that. And in order to make sure that we have it for the record that it was an emergency repair, we need to do the resolution that backs that up.
Okay. Anybody would like to offer that?
I'll offer
Offered by Mr. Carr,
I'll second.
seconded by Mayor Miller. Mr. Carr?
it.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Resolution R 14255,
That'll be the lease at 19 Bay Ave.
we're going to
No,
table
we'll
it.
take that.
Table?
Gonna table it?
Are we doing that for the 7th or the 21st? Or indefinite?
Not indefinitely, but probably the 7th, but I can't guarantee that.
Oh. So you need an offer for the
Yes.
7th? I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Kane. Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. Bungalow colony ordinance, public hearing.
On
for
for
the 7th.
introduction, setting up a public hearing date for January 7th is ordinance 0-14-33.
I sent you a draft. I had a couple questions though, concerning the planning board's recommendations. When I went to incorporate them as directed into the ordinance, I realized we have a definition of bungalow colony. So I need guidance on how the planning board wanted to change that definition.
Okay, well, so let me ask you, can we send that back to them as a request and put this on for the 21st? Or
You could ask me that.
if you need qualification, is your attorney from the planning board? And let me-
I could ask me, I don't know if
I
people.
mean, maybe we
But
meet
yeah,
tomorrow, so that's fine.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. You know what, I could send this entire draft, which actually I did email to Jack already, so maybe they can discuss it tomorrow if you want to ask that they.
How big of an agenda is it, Karen?
We can do it.
Okay. So then would you like us to offer this for the 21st? Mr. Badoo?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Miller.
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Kane. Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
On for introduction, setting up a public hearing date for January 7th is a noise ordinance for Borough Highlands.
I know we spoke to the chief, and I believe we spoke to the prosecutor and the judge. We want to iron out a couple final details and ask that this be moved to the 21st. Will that work for you, timeframe you're talking about, chief?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I think give an introduction on the 7th for adoption on the 21st.
Okay, that's fine.
I reviewed it, I'm happy with most of what I've seen, I got it late last night, so I didn't get a chance to
We'll have it all
look at
together
it.
then for
But
the
really, since the prosecutor's the one that's going to enforce significant to wait for his
Well,
comment.
there is another question, because there is a section of prosecutor's thing should be taken out, because it mirrors this, the disorderly conduct statute. And also send it to the, judge.
I did that today.
I said the mayor, to the judge. So I think if we introduce it, I don't think we're allowed to make changes, is that correct?
You could make changes, but
As long as it's not
if it's a
Well, what
significant
if-
substantive change, you have to reintroduce it anyway.
That's what I mean, like I said, the one section talks about disorderly conduct, and I had a question there about a certain sentence anyway. And, I called the prosecutor, he thinks that whole paragraph should be taken out of the unimplied human voice.
I mean, I'd like to review it in detail too, so.
So we go to the
But I
21st?
sent it to the mayor, to the judge again, because, ultimately he's gonna have to say that, so he may, hopefully,
I don't think there's any question they can't let us know by the middle of January.
Yeah,
No, he only got it yesterday afternoon, talking, he got it yesterday
That's
afternoon.
fine.
He said he can take a look at it, in a timely fashion, but hopefully he can get it real quick, just in case he wants to make a change to, that we don't have to go back and delay it further by advertising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the judge is staying on the legislative processes for the individual, but the prosecutor should
That's what I'm trying to
definitely weigh in.
Are we introducing the 7th or the 21st?
I'd like to introduce it the 7th if we could.
That's my goal.
That's my goal, but it depends on.
And then the public hearing will be the 21st?
Yes.
And then adoption.
And then we're in.
Because I'm following that.
Is that a motion?
So then, Joe, we'd be voting on the 21st and
To adopt.
to adopt.
Yeah, I'm sure that both of us get back to me.
Perfect. With that, I'll offer it, please.
Offered by Mayor Mellon,
Sounds like it.
second by Mr. Card. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan? Yes. Mayor Mellon?
Yes.
Moving on to other business, we have the Snug Harbor Pump Station funding update from the CFO.
Mr. Blasio, please.
Sure, yes. I was asked to basically come up with some funding possibilities there for the Snug Harbor Pump Station. So we had Dale came up with the cost for that project for $6 million. We have ordinance 12-20, which sets aside funds in the amount of $1,176,000. Ordinance 1408 has $3,154,000 in it. So we would need an additional $1,669,000 to fund that project. And the way to do that is through a bond ordinance.
Is there a way, and I don't know if this is a silly question, can we put all those bonds in one that's tie right to this project?
Yes.
Probably
Like
better rate.
consolidate the bonds
Probably a better rate.
yeah.
Well, we should get a better rate, but it'd be easier for us and the public to understand.
I mean, the ordinance would stand alone if we can combine the debt, yes.
Okay. I mean, I prefer just to combine that, make it cleaner, so when we look at what's out there, because
So we know.
I mean, this is the biggest part of our flood
Do you
mitigation.
want to bring
So,
us back to the table on the 7th or the 21st? Have a discussion about it?
I mean, I think we want to get moving on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dale,
it's-
we're ready, right, on the engineering aspects?
Well, I still need a decision as to what you want to do as far as the tier 4 goes, whether we're going electric with the diesel backup or going with diesel pumps. Once I get that direction, I have to,
Well, I mean, I spoke to this at the last meeting, without question, we need to go electric. It's, the numbers are just fundamentally sound. Yes, it's a bigger upfront cost, but at the end of the day, year-to-year maintenance is, and quite honestly, noise.
Long term.
well,
Long term,
yeah,
it's better too.
So Dale, put it together for electric, let us know.
yeah, I'll put a proposal together for next meeting to
And you have
finalize
it
everything based on the electric option. And
Make
this
sure
will,
Pat knows the dollars and cents. so he knows
yes,
what we're
this
talking
will
about.
finalize everything soup to nuts.
I'd just like to wrap it up into one bond.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Let's just- Let's
So,
just move
so
forward.
if we had the bond ordinance, the second meeting in January, does that work?
Yes.
Works for me, yeah, as long as you guys work it out legally and notices and all that.
I mean, this project has been how many years in the
Yeah.
making?
One more than.
We have to do
So,
it.
With the generator.
We have to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, with the diesel generator for the backup of that, would be, by the community center, correct?
Yes.
That's not gonna interfere with FEMA elements as, rehabilitation there?
No, we'll have it up, it's a critical facility, so we'll have it up to the 500-year flood level. We'll make sure it's up high enough, no matter what map is out there.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, guys, appreciate it.
So we're going to do bond ordinance at the next meeting, introduced.
2020.
The second
21st,
meeting.
yeah.
Second meeting.
All right, the next item is council president on
Yeah.
resolution.
Hey,
We got a legal opinion?
Well,
I know
we're
it
gonna
says
get
here.
on.
I provided you with a legal.
Okay.
But-
And the legal opinion is.
Right, hold on, can we
summation?
hold on a second, Doug? I'm sorry, Dale.
Yeah.
Had-
Before we move on, just Pat and I also talked too, something you have to keep in mind A while back, you had me, I reached out to DOT about Shore Drive. And they did offer us the extension of time, with a drop dead date in July to award a construction contract. All right, so you want to keep that on the forefront, but we've got that, we've got Shrewsbury Avenue, we've got the North Street pipe going into the station. Those are three projects that all have grant money tied to them, and they all have deadlines. So it's about $1.5 million to do all three of those, but it's something you're going to want to keep on the radar to move forward with those,
So we
or
got-
forfeit the grant money. So just,
Are
you're
you
going to need
suggesting it's all gets tied into a bond ordinance?
that's going to be either a separate ordinance or.
CFO, Pat, what do you suggest?
It would have to be a bond ordinance if you want to do those projects, yes.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be tied into this one.
No, I
Right, no,
understand.
I keep this separate and standalones.
But maybe they're a standalone one by themselves, the projects.
That's
Right.
Okay,
So are we asking Mr. Blasio to have those bond ordinances prepared?
for the 21st, I believe, can you?
Should it
Do you
be
want
separate?
that one also included?
So we know what we're talking about, I think, at least, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
At least parameters.
On those projects, though, it's matching what the county's giving.
It's actually not matching. It's total combined, you're about 600,000. It's if I remember offhand, it's about 200 each for Shore Drive, and another 200 for Shrewsbury, and then the North Street's 183. I think it was in that range. So you're close to 600 for the three projects.
Right.
Shrewsbury is not as much as I thought it was. It's 3 and change, so it's not the 600 I thought. So like I said, we're looking combined for all three about 1.5 total,
Okay,
but inclusive of the 6. Yeah, so it would say 900,000 approximately local cost with 600 coming from grants.
okay. Item number 2, Bruce provided us with a legal opinion and summation, it says what, on both of the person?
Well, there was a little bit of a conflict between your current ordinance and your practice. In one sense, the referendum that was passed, 2 referendums that were switched to the nonpartisan election that moved the election to May, would have superseded the January 1st date. It was proper to elect a council president in July because it was a new constitution of this council. We did review Carolyn and I reviewed the tape of the meeting. There was a vote and a motion and a second to elect Ms. Kane. It wasn't a mayoral appointment, so the minutes will be amended to reflect that. So she was properly appointed to a new term from voted for July 1st of 14, which would continue through June 30th of 15. Now, you did switch back to the regular November elections, so on July 1st of 15, you have a couple options. You can either appoint or elect a council president for 6 months, leave Ms. Kane in as a holdover, but either way, you should move back in January of 16 to the regular January election of the council.
As long as the elections stay on the cycle.
Yeah, which they should be.
Okay. Okay. Number 3, this is also an issue we talked about.
Basically, it's still the same way. Under both the partisan or nonpartisan, you have 30 days to fill the election, the vacancy.
Who does, I guess.
The governing body does. In both cases, the governing body does. In a partisan election, though, the municipal political party of the vacancy submits 3 names. So actually, the statute reads, if anyone was elected as a member of a political party, then the party still fills, or at least recommends 3 names for a vacancy. So that would still be Mayor and Ms. Ryan and Mr. Redmond. So if their term became vacant, the political party would put forth 3 names
Okay.
and nominate them.
Okay.
They have 15 days to do that, and then the next,
It'll be just a.
then it's just 30 days. You have 30 days to fill.
And
Now we
that
know.
would be a vote of the entire council.
And I just thought you would do.
Without regard to
You
party.
would fill out like that.
Anybody could apply.
However you want to do it, that is your prerogative.
And send it to the council for consideration.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Maybe we should have that knocked out,
That
so
should- I mean, that
we
should
should have that written in, because one of the things was like, okay, the next high vote getter, give that person that option, so in our case, the next vote getter, give that person the option of wanting to fulfill that seat.
But what if you don't have that many extra?
I know,
You know, I mean.
but then in ideal, yeah,
Or-
I mean, we have to have those options so that if there
I think
is
you should
no.
put the form in.
I would
to
just
make
do
it felt
the form.
fine.
Because
Okay.
things change, people might not be
Yeah.
interested.
They may not be interested the next time around, yeah. Or
Now,
maybe
your
for-
ordinance is a little antiquated because it refers to a vacancy while it's been repealed, so we'll update that.
Okay, update it and then add the form. You know, when we're-
Yeah, we'll put it in that.
Good house.
Yeah, so it's
thank you.
Yeah.
Number 4 is being removed?
The Alderman requesting a
Yes.
special meeting?
Yeah, right?
And I would
It
just
was
like
ready.
to.
My understanding is that
Take it right off.
We noticed for January 7th,
Right.
We've already sent notice and put it.
which is the regular scheduled first meeting of the new year, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
I'm
We're
good.
not even gonna address it, okay?
Meeting agenda request deadline?
This is something that I put on the agenda. I know you and I have communicated about it. I think to help Ms. Cummings and the responsibilities that we can figure out some kind of deadline date for requests to go to these agendas.
Okay, I agree with you on that 100%. I think we should make a form. And we should, like, if we go down, if I go down there and say, hey, I want, the chairs in this room on the agenda, I sign a form, put it on there, we all know who put everything on the agenda.
Can we do it via email? I mean, you can put my
You
email.
can do an email too, you can print it out, put it on there.
Okay, but is there going to be a cutoff
I
time?
think there should be, because
Well, I think
if
it's
not, we
always
could, in
usually-
theory, put it there today.
It's Thursday, right?
Yeah, by Thursday.
We already got it on Thursday, so
Check
Carol
with
can send
Carol,
out.
because the packets are being prepared.
Sometimes too, I'm doing 2 packets, I'm doing planning or zoning, so Wednesdays I would prefer.
Wednesday, well then we'll make it that, whatever is.
But, okay, I don't have any problem with that, but what do we do in an emergency situation? It has to be
Like
a.
this.
You have to,
Consensus, why we, if it's
Well,
an
it's a
emergency,
majority.
you have the ability, if it's a
Why don't
true,
we
like,
have the majority?
or another council member saying, you have an issue that you want on the table, Ms. Kane and Frank own it, and they sign it. and
I agree with all that.
That's all.
And you can use email too. I agree
Yeah,
with
the
all that.
email, and that way it's
We'll
not.
just put a name to it.
Yeah,
So
right.
but the
Right.
normal
Right.
deadline shall be Wednesday
Wednesday,
at
end of business
noon
day,
time?
Carol?
4:30, yep.
Four
End of
thirty,
business.
Wednesday, 4:30, okay.
Okay.
Sure, good luck.
I apologize already.
One of those
4:30.
boys.
And what are we
I say
saying,
good.
what are we saying is a definitive thing? 2 council people?
2 council people, as long as,
And we have a tracking.
if it's after.
we should generate some type of form.
I think we should.
Yeah.
We could scan it and put it in email. No big deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, one is Cummings.
Carolyn, did you like the form I sent you or not?
Yeah.
Did you like the form I sent you or no? I mean, I just made one in 5 minutes. You could alter anything you want. I sent it through email when we started talking about it.
Oh, can you present it to me?
Sure. But we'll say 2 council people have to sign it and that gets submitted to everybody who's put it on. Sounds good?
Yep.
I don't care what form you use, by the way, as long as we track it. Fire department and first aid monthly report.
This is something that I requested as a result of, quite honestly, the actions taken by the fire department and the chief. Not going into details on that. Also with the first aid squad going over budget, and the community requesting our monthly reports. The police department does it. I think the fire department, who is financially supported by our community, should be obligated in reporting back to what they're doing, both good, bad, and indifferent.
Okay.
And part of that report, I think, could be compiled by jointly, maybe one-time meeting, sit down with the fire department, and say what we should have on one sheet, real simple, and accountability, that's all.
Okay, how about we have the liaison, Mrs. Redmond, just presented at his monthly meeting, the workshop meeting, we
Yeah.
can talk to them to develop it.
Yeah.
I have no problem, you know, no matter what.
And is he the rep to the first aid
He is,
also?
he's, safety.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole,
Mhm.
kit and caboodle, okay.
Okay, is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
make
they
a
submitted
recommendation
electronically, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, they can read it
Yeah.
out, it doesn't have to,
Yeah.
you know.
They don't even have to read it, some like how Chief
It's available.
Chris is, or some that hands in, like the length of service, who's
Right.
got what
The
points.
Wednesday before.
Can I make a recommendation? And I think Doug and I spoke about this briefly, that we give them also some guidance as to what we would like to see, so that
Correct.
They
You
know
know,
what to report,
we're
yes.
given a semblance of what type of info that you're looking for, not paragraph upon paragraph, and keep it to the
Yeah.
format, okay?
One
And
page.
we'll work with them directly to develop it.
It sounds good to me. I would say let's just have it presented and ready. We got to do the deadline to do it for the workshop meeting every first of the, first meeting of the month.
We'll give them the meeting schedule.
Next is the bid expiration date, 12/31/14. I'm shocked at Carl. Does anybody, it's probably to a meeting. Does anybody,
You gotta try the board.
want to talk, alter, redo? What's our course of action here, Bruce?
Really re-adopt the ordinance, they
Okay.
adopted in 2011.
Does anybody have any problem re-adopting the ordinance? Moving forward, want to offer it?
Offered by Ms. Skinner, we move forward with the redoption.
I'll second it.
Second by Mayor Knowles.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Is there a term on it? How many years is it?
There was 3. Am I right? No, maybe it
No,
was
it's
4.
2011.
I think we did it in 11.
Well, was it December to December?
So that's 4 years.
4 years.
I'm asking to have this table, because I would like to read that.
Is there any reason, I don't just.
Well, I think,
is there any-
So they have.
I think the motion is just to move forward with preparing a new ordinance item, because we
We
don't have an
don't
ordinance
have it
item.
set up for 21st.
So you'll have time to comment on that.
Okay.
Then, yeah,
Okay.
you're not approving anything.
Can I ask,
Okay, then we're
can
not
I
approving
ask that
it.
it be
I
the
think you should
21st?
bring it to our
Okay,
attention,
yeah.
it's gonna.
Can it be the 21st? They don't have any statutory deadlines or nothing?
Well, I mean, technically, at the end of the year,
Thanks,
they're out of
Bob.
business, they're.
So can we just make a motion to
We
extend it
extend it until
certify?
we vote on it, we're supposed to.
We take an action on it, so it's just.
I mean,
No, but do we have to?
I don't know if legally a resolution can't extend an ordinance that's
Okay.
expiring. I mean,
So let's put it on.
I don't think they're gonna wind down in the next.
Yeah, okay, as long as, you know.
Let's put it on the 21st.
Introduce it.
I'd like to, I mean.
Yeah,
it's gonna be-
I just wanna read it and make
If anyone has
sure.
any suggestions, we don't want to move the gun in a week or something.
Right.
It's fine.
Conflicts of interest?
This, I just want to be careful with my public comments because I don't want to reveal any attorney-client communications, but I have provided the council now with 2 memos, one from October 22nd and one dated December 9th. I've had numerous conversations and conducted a lot of research, numerous conversations with Councilor Card, with the administrator, and with Ms. Kane primarily. The potential conflicts related to the chief approving social affair permits and Councilwoman Kane in relation to a shared service agreement that the borough has with Atlantic Highlands and her brother being employed there, her sister-in-law being employed as dispatcher. Is that what it's
I don't know.
called?
That's correct.
Her grandmother living in Housing Authority housing and Ms. Kane being on the Housing Authority, and also Mr. Wells, her fiance, being in the construction office. The majority of them were relatively quick, involving her brother, sister-in-law, and grandmother. I didn't think there was any issue whatsoever. In terms of her fiance, Mr. Wells, I've provided guidance to ensure that conflict does not occur, and I think everyone has concurred, or at least we discussed it at length. And similarly, with the chief, I haven't spoken about it with him, but with the governing body, I have discussed options in order to ensure avoiding any conflict or appearance of impropriety. I look to you because that's what we discussed. Right.
I'm fine.
That you and I will.
You know, Becky and I have had great conversations about the conflict of interest. It has an opportunity to present itself as long as it's not violated by the law. I'm comfortable with it, but it's aware. We're aware of it, and we move forward. But know this, I will not tolerate it. As councilman and the governing bodies of the state are not tolerating it, and I think we need to set a good example, and I think Ms. Kane will conduct herself in that way. I don't think there was ever an issue in front of it. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of it, because it is a perception that there is conflicts within our community.
Sounds like we vetted it out and then okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I would say
satisfied.
one thing, Chief, I agree with what we brought up in this, and, I guess it come out, I mean, if this is good, it's gonna work out. Anytime there's a social affairs permit, second in charge, I think, is Captain Claggett. Just let him sign it, this way he's not an officer in the fire department.
I will consult with my attorney from the state
Okay.
chiefs of police.
Okay.
If it is not by law, I am not doing it. I
Okay.
will sign off on those.
Okay,
I want it, and I will be asking tomorrow for all the information on that. No one has ever approached me about this.
Okay.
I would like to know who brought it forth,
I
and
did,
why.
Chief.
Why?
Why? Because Chief, it was approached to me when conflict, both the American Legion members brought it to my attention that they were fully aware of the fight that broke out at the fire department at the cornball tournament several years ago, and they feel they were being targeted by the social permit restrictions and so forth. And a lot of rhetoric, and my suggestion is to protect you, not the fire department in any capacity. Why put yourself in harm's way?
Because that, to me, that would be giving in to the appearance of the party. I will be signing off on this unless the law doesn't allow me to. Not really check with the state on this.
I think
Because no one's gonna be harder on the fire department than I am.
Well, then why wasn't anybody arrested the day that that fight broke out that,
Because that fight was handled like every other one, every other fight that's we've ever been to.
I mean, the fight is a separate issue from
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from. You and I have had numerous discussions about the fight.
And again, it's the goal is to protect you, chief, not anybody else.
I thought that the
I take it
intention
differently,
was.
I will take it
remote,
differently.
But the chief should seek guidance from the Chiefs Association.
I will, like I said, and no disrespect to any of you, and Mayor, I didn't mean to imply by that, but, now, I'm not gonna anybody tell me what my job is, I know my job very well.
And I respect you, you know that. You have
And like I said, I don't take this against, Mayor, I don't take this against you, John.
Not at all.
But, no,
Just
I
a
would
suggestion,
say-
and it says that we cannot, tell you to do that, nor what side, just making a suggestion.
well,
If that's
like I
something
said,
you feel
I
like
haven't,
strongly
I
about.
haven't seen what's involved in this investigation, I haven't seen what was, the complaint, which was kind of, I think, exception to,
Well,
because there was an investigation going on.
There was no investigation, it was a request, it was a legal
there was
question.
no complaint. There was no
Well,
investigation of
I'm
complaint.
gonna, tomorrow, I don't know everything that was along with this, because I take it personally. And I'm going to take it personally, and,
That's a shame.
well, I am, because I take away from what I understand, this is more an attack on my integrity and my job, and that's the way I'm gonna take it. And I think nothing is gonna be held against anybody, or, because that is anybody that knows me, it's well beyond anything I would ever do. But I wanna know everything involved in this, because I'm not
You-
considering.
you heard it,
this
Chief.
pushing around. It's not gonna happen.
You heard it.
Huh?
You just heard everything that's involved. It was just, again, it was a conflict that was brought to me by members of the American Legion because as a result of the issues going on with them, it was brought to, well, it's unfair that, chief signs off on the fire department, social permits and all that, and he's targeting us. And again, a lot of rhetoric, okay? So I brought it to the attention, why put the chief in harm's way when he has the social permits that he has to require sign off on? How difficult is not washing hands and question your integrity?
Well, whoever put it forth,
I did.
well, whoever gave you a basis, no, I do take it that way, by whoever complained, yeah, I do.
Well, the people of this community have a right to voice their opinion.
And I also have a right to know who complained, maybe not who complained, but all those details, it's that fact. I mean, we've heard all this rhetoric and BS about transparency, yet this one, I don't know nothing about this from anybody. I've heard rumors. So where's transparency? All of a sudden, it's good for some people, all of a sudden it's about me, there's no transparency at all. There's a little problem with that. I take no offense, anybody say, hey, listen, people complain, this is it, I understand it completely. I do internal affairs every day, I have no problem with anybody complaining about me or my guys, or what we do, no problem with that. But this is kind of odd, and it just came up all of a sudden.
I'd be curious to hear what your legal counsel says on the issue.
Well, one,
And
I already spoke to the ABC about this.
I would respect that. I would respect
One,
if they
I
say you
already
can sign off on it
talked
without.
to the ABC about this work. I heard rumors about something about this a long time ago. And the ABC said, no, I can't sign off on this.
So you did hear rumors about it.
Yeah, I heard rumors. Off the
Alright,
street.
so why didn't you, who did you hear the rumor from and why didn't you question that sign?
Because I assumed that the governing body, when they got a complaint, would say, just as an internal affairs complaint, I have to notify my
There was
officer.
no complaint, chief.
I don't know if it needed to be rice, is what exactly.
Yeah, there was no complaint, chief. It was a
I
measure
still
of
think it was
integrity.
handled improperly.
Oh, sorry for trying to protect you, that's all.
No, I appreciate that, like I said.
So
I
sign
do
off on it,
appreciate that.
sign off on them and then, and hopefully nothing happens of it, so be it.
And do due diligence, like you said, you can do, chief.
Yes, like I said, I will not do anything outside the law,
I
absolutely.
think
not.
We never questioned that. Never questioned that. Never had questioned, chief.
Okay. Highlands Garden Club request, this is something I think we do every year.
Yes,
3,500 we give to them for
2015
visual
funding.
improvements. Right? You need a motion on this, or
Let's do a motion, have Mr. Devazio, make sure he puts it in the budget.
I'll offer that?
Offered by Mayor Mellon.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Kane, Mr. Hart.
Yes.
Ms. Kane.
Yes.
Ms. Ryan.
Yes.
Mayor Mellon.
Yes. We got a couple late additions, right, that have to do with the HPP.
Yeah, you made the
Oh, good.
2015 calendar of events.
And,
Oh, no, it's just their calendar events, and it's also their 2015 budget.
is it okay to do meetings with no organization in place out of 3 weeks? Just a question, you know what I mean?
To help us.
I mean,
Carly,
I'm
you
good.
called me
I'm
today,
okay.
explaining.
It really would be contingent on the organization.
Yes,
itself. I mean,
so
it's not
I'll
gonna have
offer
a
an
budget.
contingency of the organization in place in 2015. How's that?
Wait, do we not move on this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Contingent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, 'cause there's a lot of things in
Yeah,
general
no, no.
for more meetings.
As long long as they're in place in January and then moving forward.
Yes,
I'll-
yes.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
Yes.
second by Mr. Park. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Resolution R 14256, resolution introducing the Heritage Business Partnership 2015 budget and to set a public hearing for January 7th. Read it back.
What is that, 21st?
I'm asking you to approve
Yeah,
it back.
Probably safer to move it back.
So until the 21st.
We'll introduce on the 21st.
Sounds good.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
Yeah.
Second.
second by Ms. King. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan? Ms.
Yes.
Ryan? Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Resolution R 14257, resolution approving a raffle license for the Henry Hudson PTO.
I'll offer.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
I'll second.
second by Ms. King. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Another addition is resolution R 14258, resolution to terminate participation in the state health benefits.
This does not mean we actually are terminating a relationship, it's just providing notice in May.
Okay.
This relates to a lot of things, but mostly negotiations and dealing with the three unions and our other employees. There's a possible substantial savings in money to switch health
I'm
benefits.
sure it's going over to CFO and goes in the correct?
Yes, and your insurance broker.
Correct. Okay, I'll offer that.
I'll second.
Offered by Mary Ellen, second by Ms. King. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Our resolution R 14259, this is a resolution authorizing a grant agreement for $230,000 to remediate lead-based heat hazards in city.
What is this for?
multifamily
I'm so
residences.
sorry, Carolyn, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Tim, can you explain it?
Yeah, this is the lead hazard abatement program that we authorize Millennium Strategies to
Okay,
apply for.
Yes.
This is a resolution stating that we want them to apply for those funds.
That's all it
Okay.
does.
That's what it does.
Okay, I'll offer that.
Offered by Mayor Nolan,
I'll second.
second by Ms. King. Mr. Park?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Okay, and then we have one thing that we were gonna add, another one, resolution R 14260. Resolution approving request for the Havana to remain open late on New Year's Eve. Whereas Havana has requested permission pursuant to code 6-4.3 to stay open past 2 a.m. on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And whereas section 6-4.3 provides that permission shall be granted, provided the establishment pays for a police officer from 1:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m.
Okay, you know the dollar amount they have to put in,
Now therefore be resolved that everybody approves the request from Havana to stay open past 2 a.m. on January 1st.
okay,
In accordance with the code.
I'll just for the record,
Okay.
that they have to have a police officer to apply to this.
Well,
That's critical.
I'd like to make maybe a recommendation, maybe for betterment of the businesses. We passed that ordinance to have everybody have their own police officer,
Okay.
but like last year they had it, and it wasn't really needed at every single one.
the ones that were open after 2.
This
Yeah.
is the only request.
Yes, so what I'm saying for maybe, because like, I know, Driftwood had it last year. I'm thinking maybe, if they could maybe pay for a pool of just a couple officers that I haven't tried to have.
Well, clearly, you probably have one for the Cloud and the Driftwood, it's the same
Right,
one.
same.
Yeah, but
I don't know about like Havana and
it's
Windsor
like
Sea.
Driftwood paid for one, Lindsay paid for one,
Right.
and, they were both day last year, so maybe just having a pool.
Now, Windsor Sea hasn't even asked yet, and it's not on the meeting, so.
Okay, I'm
That's
saying
what we're
maybe
scared
a
of.
pool, if there's more than one,
Yeah.
that way they don't all just pay for a guy and you just sit there for.
I would agree to a minimum of 2, so let's say 2 bars happen to be having the Havanas and something
Yeah.
else, the 2 officers, so if there's a problem with one,
That should be
One
better.
can
That's 2
rotate
to
around.
respond, too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, instead of hitting them all up for,
And then last year, we all agreed it was kind of dead.
It
One
was.
life was all dead.
it was.
Okay.
And this is already an ordinance that's basically in place, that says if they ask us, we can approve it.
Actually says you shall.
We shall approve it.
It's not
Okay.
an option.
Okay, now we're going to, the chief will work it out with having the money
Before
or
the last
Carolyn
one.
beforehand to make sure, if they don't have, the police presence that we request, then I really think that we should not, allow it because of the problems that have gone on in the past. If they do this, I'm fine with it, they comply.
That's a
We've done
requirement.
it for other people, we
Yeah.
cannot
Right.
single out one
Right.
bar and not.
Now, remember on Memorial Day, I think we were short an officer anyway and then you were down at Wind and Sea, filling in at night, which was great, we had to have someone down there. What happens if we get close and we're short people? For that one night, let's say you have 2 extras, plus you got 2 guys on.
No, you're talking about for the New Year's.
No, the New Year's Eve.
Oh, for New Year's.
I'm just citing Memorial Day because we weren't sure.
Right,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. Well, if we couldn't get somebody to work, we would call an officer, maybe, hopefully, from somewhere Atlantic.
That we could go outside of town.
We
and
can line that up, I
with
guess is
our
what
own-
I'm asking.
Yeah.
So we know we're covered. Okay.
Okay?
So,
Alright.
correct.
With that, I'll
Do it.
By Mayor Nolan?
One more question, hypothetical, what happens if half the businesses say no, like, for example, when the Z says we're closing, we don't want to participate in that shared financial burden?
Then
If
they're,
they're-
when it's open,
burden
they
will be on
have to,
those bars, they'll
they
be
have
open.
no choice.
Well, I mean, that's a discussion to change, with a change ordinance. Right now, you're just gonna have Havana. and
But
Yeah,
in
yeah,
theory, right
yeah.
now, we're going to treat that every one that opens has to
Yes.
provide.
Yes,
cops.
that's how we're gonna set up.
So
So
they
in
don't
the worst
have a
case
choice.
scenario, you're gonna have 2 cops.
Right, and we're
And they
all
don't pay.
kind of in agreement with that, so if there's 2 cops and there's 4 bars open, they're gonna
Especially if the
collectively figure out how to pay it. And, I'm looking at you, Carl, because you're in a business partnership, maybe we can help coordinate that, make sure that it doesn't put you in a bad spot.
But we have no more meetings.
Do we have money if we don't have
Do you
money?
mind if I ask a question? Like, what kind of money would we be talking about?
I think the average.
4 hours.
Somewhere around $72.
I thought it was like $300 bucks, right?
It sounds
It's
like
been
it.
the same, it's in the ordinance.
Yeah, it's not.
So the hourly rate times 4 hours.
You know, maybe we can pull the board.
Like I said, I think it was right around.
But again, there's only one request this year, so it's really.
Yeah, right now-
Tony Gabbana would have asked.
It's not another meeting until next year either, so I think this is the.
There's not another meeting, there's not another request, so,
Correct.
Yeah.
you know, it's one
It
person.
would have to go to the website.
So it's understood, anyone that requests is cutting up the money for each officer, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
By Mayor Nolan?
You could
We
allow
don't have a meeting, I think.
applicants after this meeting.
Yes.
Right, but all we're saying is you get the actual ordinance says everyone that wants it pays for a police officer.
How would they be approved?
We'll be approving it.
Subsequent meeting. Before New Year's.
Listen, I'm with you, I knew the
They're too
calendar,
late.
if that was my business, I'd know that that's the calendar too, guys, you know what I mean?
It doesn't say right.
Listen,
So we can't.
I can assure you,
So it's a bad.
we have our, you know, I'm sure most people have
Well,
their
I mean-
schedule for the first quarter right now, you know what I mean? You gotta kind of know if that's your business.
I mean, honestly, even in the past, I believe Lincoln has asked long in advance of this
They
meeting.
have.
They know
So
who they
it's
are.
They go ask.
I couldn't remember having conversations in
Late summer,
around
In
the league
September,
time.
yeah. So, I mean,
Hey,
you know,
it's their responsibility.
This is it, pretty much anyway.
I mean, you could amend the ordinance to say, and whoever applies.
That could be next year.
Just trying to help you.
I know. I'm gonna offer it as is for the applicant at hand, that they're paying for an officer and it's gonna be in place before the day of the event.
Offered by Mayor Nolan, second by Mr. Card.
Yes.
Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Ms. Klein?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the SPCA agreement, this was an add-on, they wanted to know by Monday, December 29th, whether or not we're going to renew our service agreement. So I was looking to see if I can get a verbal and we'll do a resolution next month.
Okay,
Is that, I mean, is this in line with what we've been doing in the past?
I have that's the same question.
It
because I don't
is,
know
this
the numbers.
basically refers to the fees that they charge for the current service, has nothing to do with the additional.
we're
And what
increasing $275 per cat.
This is to house the animal. They don't do the catching?
well, they don't dispose.
Well, I don't know, Tim, can you just explain a little, because we literally just got it tonight, so.
I just got it as well. But what it is, it's an annual agreement, SPCA requires that you have an annual agreement with them to provide the service on the other end of animal control. So our local animal control officer, when she catches a cat or dog, say, does everything she can to return it to the owner initially, but if she can't, she's got to take it to a facility. You have to have an agreement in place with
To do
the
that.
facility, and that's required by law that we have a designated facility. Good, bad, or indifferent, I don't know if people have read about the Helmeta issue all of a sudden, but that was a highly touted, run facility by a community that's now under scrutiny for crazy issues with animals. SPCA, if nothing else, does provide the service,
Right.
but their costs do keep going up and up. The Monmouth County Health Department has approached the pool of municipalities, but they don't have it in place yet. about maybe doing a regional animal control facility. They haven't funded it yet, but they are looking seriously because the cost for all communities. I think Long Branch said they spend almost $180,000 a year on animal control. So there's a lot of need in our area, and the costs keep escalating. Meantime, I don't think there's really much of an option, because if we do travel out of the county, it costs us more money to get there. So, I hate to say it that way, they kind of have.
Okay, so do we give them a down payment? Do we?
No, it's per, it's
A la
per,
carte, if you will.
they'll send us, based on what Kerry transmits to them,
Okay.
they then send us
Bill.
a bill.
And it's just telling you that the fees went up for canines, it's 300, 275 for cat.
Not the turtles.
I didn't see that.
Don't call them.
Well, small exotics.
Call the police to report. Don't.
What do you need from us, Karen?
I'm looking for a motion that I can do a resolution for January 7th.
I'll offer it.
Offered by Mayor Nolan.
Second,
Seconded by
second.
Ms. Kane. Mr. Card?
Yes.
Ms. Kane? Yes. Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mayor Nolan.
Yes,
Public portion.
Jerry Feliciano.
I'm back on Valley Avenue.
Okay.
I'd like to try to consider reconsidering the resolution on making that a one-way street. Since last week, I found out how I'm supposed to go home on that one-way street. And I didn't ask anybody here to tell me how you would come to my house,
Get up to
heading east.
Well, I thought that I would come along Route 36, I'd come to the light at the church on Mill Street, I would make a right, at the stop sign I would make another right, I'd go down to Valley, and then I'd make a left. However, Jerry disagrees.
I disagree because it's a one-way, you're going the wrong way.
The one-way marriage, I'm sorry.
You make Valley one way, it's one way.
You know what's wrong with what she's saying, how to get there.
No,
It's one way.
Valley's
It's one way.
Valley's one way, only from Highland.
To the highway.
the highway.
It's only from.
What
Highland.
sign ever tells you a street's a half a street? That's only one way.
I've seen that in many places.
Well, I have it,
Okay,
and that sign wasn't there. But
so that's a one-way down from
It
the one.
doesn't say that.
Okay, well, we'll put the sign
So-
on.
No, for clarification's sake, and I don't know, maybe Chief, you can weigh in. What's at the top of Highland and Valley at the intersection coming in? Is there a do not enter? Is that what you're asking?
At the highway?
No.
Highland.
If you're coming down Valley from Jerry's house up on North Peak, when you come down toward what designates that you can't go through?
You can't go forward through.
Is there a sign, all I'm asking, and I'll go look at it, is there a sign there with a do not?
Oh, at Highland and Valley, you're saying?
Right,
I believe there's a one-way sign there, but I have to double check.
okay.
But you had to look.
I know it's on the highway, I have to double check.
Jerry's going
It's on the
all the
highway.
way up to Mountain.
No, but, no, you can go up to Highland Avenue, then make a left there. Because the one-way designation is only from
Well,
Highland Avenue.
this is
to the
what we're
highway.
talking
But it
about.
doesn't
Is
say,
it?
how does any of my guests coming know that that's coming up on one street? I mean, you know, when you come up, it says Valley Avenue, one way. I come back down, it says, oh, that's the wrong way, I have to go back and find some other way to go. Up to Prospect, Prospect up to Mountain, Mountain down to Osborne, and even when I go down on Osborne, I can go on the long way up the street.
So we have to put the correct signage on.
Either that or reconsider changing the whole thing back to where it was, notify the people on the street that
I
this
think we
needs
put
to
the
be
signage
changed.
up since we just do it.
I'm sure we correctly with the signage.
Yeah. That's my vote, I just want. Good, anybody else want to weigh in on that?
I think we definitely, we have an obligation to put signage up there, and the chief, that's a highway thing there.
Okay, well, you know, when this first came to our attention, initially I did speak about, because I live on that side of the street, about how we would get around. And I listened to all the people who spoke about the 7 accidents in 16 years, and I did vote with it. And I will say now that it's really a pain. It really is, okay? I mean, I'm doing it. But so many people are lost and turned around, you know, and I see so many people attempting to make the turn. I feel bad for Jen, I do, but I see that we put up those, the metal poles. wish there was something else we could do to ensure the safety
Do you want to have a
of whoever
conversation
lives
with
there.
people and start with the signage?
If
and
it's
see what
on the
happens?
highway, there's always a better chance that something's gonna happen. You say 17 accidents, has there been only when there's snow on the road? It hasn't been in the middle of the summertime, has anybody been really hurt? You know, to make all these people go around a different way, very inconvenient to everybody who lives up that street. And
Well,
everybody.
to everybody,
else.
yeah, let's talk about signage, let's see how it works, and I'll talk to Jerry about it, because
We're gonna, Ms.
I
Ryan,
have
so we're
been,
gonna suggest
I've
back
been
to the table.
surprised at
Sounds good?
how many people I've heard from.
Okay.
You know what it is, it's wintertime, I can't get people to come outside and talk to me sometimes about this here. I've heard already that somebody's gonna go around and get a petition because but nobody's doing anything.
Well, what I've heard is, why can't we get our street one way?
Well, let's work on this one. A lot of people are asking. Okay, Jeff? We're gonna, Ms. Ryan, so bring whatever you guys come up with back
We'll
to the
talk
table.
about Jerry, okay?
Sound good? Carolyn Briand?
I was gonna pass, but I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to say what a great end of the meeting where you got so much done in so just a little amount of time.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Barbara Iannucci?
Barbara Iannucci, 28 Shrewsbury Avenue. First, I want to thank Bruce Padula for getting and following up so quickly on those questions regarding council matters and nonpartisan. I do appreciate you following up fast on that one and for clarifying it. I don't know what decision you made. Are you going to decide whether we're going to redo this January 1st or
What are we talking
July?
about? I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, I thought that you said we
Council.
should revisit this in July, correct?
You could do it in
No,
July.
we
you
could do it in
have to.
July, or we could do it in January.
Like
July, you definitely have to
We
do
have to.
something, or do nothing in July, or you could do something in January.
January and let it be a year, or July and let it be 6 months?
Correct. That's what we're.
Well, we have to make a decision, we need to.
I'm just curious.
I'd rather
as to-
have it cleaned up in January.
Okay, so let's,
I mean,
let's,
it's one less resolution.
let's vote on January 7th.
I would like to have it.
Doesn't matter,
That's how it's
yeah.
gonna be
Okay.
from
No,
going
that's, but,
forward, if we're back
So if we're back on this
on
track, let's do it January 7th.
January, then,
Yeah.
I say let's do it in
Can we
January.
put it on?
keep it with that time,
Yeah,
guys.
that's, I think that's.
January 7th, we'll go for a calendar year.
All right, well, still, thank you, Bruce, for following up on that.
Yeah, right,
Or-
And-
just letting you know, just letting you know,
I have
information only.
Question for Mr. de Blasio, and I really wish Kim Skorka was here, I'd be able to ask her. With this bond, I know we had one of these bonds that we want to consolidate, was passed maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it's about to expire. When you consolidate a brand new bond, are we creating almost like refinancing, where you're doing something? Is there any impact for a mature bond that we didn't even use? I mean, like, I don't know how to say this.
The bond, that's fine. The bond that we are talking about would be new money to help complete this project. So the councilman basically, Becky had mentioned that, is there a way we can kind of consolidate it? So, so the $6 million project, we have a couple of million outstanding there, and we're gonna do a new bond ordinance, 1.7 million. So we're gonna try our best to fund it all together, or combine it somehow, so it won't cost us separate monies in bond issuance. So that's about the best way I can explain it.
Okay. So we didn't get a negative impact by never using the previous bond that's been sitting around for a couple of years and never utilized.
Correct. It sits on the books until
Okay.
used or canceled,
Okay,
right? So it's there.
good, all right.
Yeah.
And this I just added by sitting at the meeting, has to do with Chief Blewett, with your comments. There is a lot of perceptions of impropriety. There's a lot of rules, protocols, policies that a governing body and all of the officials have to follow. It's not a personal attack when we're trying to separate and make sure that there are no conflicts. And for you to take it so personal and want to know who said it, quite honestly, scares the hell out of me. And I'm glad I'm not the one to say it, because you'd be knocking on my door tomorrow.
Chief, let her finish, and then,
Okay,
Chief, let her finish, and please address the table now.
I'll address the table, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, so I just have a concern, because it is a close-knit community, when everything gets personal because of the shared positions and things that happen in a small community, that for a governing body to make an effort to keep things on the up and up, it doesn't turn into a personal attack, or it doesn't turn into a question of integrity. It just turns into the governing body wanting to fulfill its responsibility. So that was my concern after hearing tonight's comments.
Yeah, and I'll just add that the cases talk about not every interest creates a conflict. You may have an interest that doesn't essentially create a conflict, and there's also a treatise in a book called New Jersey Practice, and the section on municipal law has a section on conflicts of interest in small municipalities and recognizes, just as you pointed out, it says that the rules have to be applied sensibly too,
Yes.
not with, strict,
Yes.
this that prevents you from actually functioning.
Yes, and that's how I understood it. And that's all.
Okay, thank you. Chris Francie?
Chris Francie, 36 Fifth Street. Just a couple of quick ones. What does the garden club have to do to get the $3,500 disbursement? They've sent you
Hey,
letters.
Chris,
I understand.
you just voted on it.
Okay, I understand that. Now you're gonna send them a check.
That's how it works.
Okay.
In 2015,
January
in
2015.
2015, we will send that out.
Excellent. That's all.
Okay.
The rain barrels, all right, is that ever gonna get off the ground? I think we were awarded the grant for 10 grand. I have 8 downspouts that are ready to receive.
You'd only be eligible for one.
Okay.
But yes, the program, we're working with a volunteer who's very energetic, and we will get the program underway. And again, there's gonna be criteria, but unfortunately, you'll
before
be,
the growing season, springtime?
Yes.
Yes, but you
Okay.
might
Yeah.
not get it before the freezing season.
we're no guarantee before the freezing season, but
Because you
yes.
wouldn't be doing
Okay.
it.
And we've researched multiple products, we're trying to expand and get as many as we can. You're not gonna have a choice in colors and decorate, we're gonna get the uniform product, but we can only provide you with one.
I can live with it. All right, third question. Have we gotten the bond money from Exxon, that 137 grand?
It's not bond money, it has been requested.
Has been requested?
Yes, it has.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And fourth one, this is a simple one. On the Snug Harbor pump house, you're talking electric motor, and I think I heard Doug say backup generator. Is it electric powered primarily?
Yes,
And then the backup generator in case of
yes.
power outage?
And the generator will also power the community center. In an emergency,
In an
in
emergency,
power outage.
So that as a routine, the pump will run on its own supply of electric,
Correct,
480 from
Yeah.
correct.
On a daily basis, you're running on electric, and then if like a storm comes, the generator kicks in.
Just wanted to clarify that, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Carlos Afalo?
I just wanted to, let everybody know that we'll have the CBS ribbon cutting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then a brief ceremony at 2 o'clock in Veterans Park. We're gonna be decorating a tree for Daniel Gordon's playground. The elementary school is making 150 ornaments, and, we'll be doing some decorations down there. Anybody's welcome to come and hang a decoration. The new town colors are green and white. And obviously, Daniel was a soccer fan, so if anybody wants to come hang, some ornaments or participate in the ceremony, it will be free, 2 o'clock, and we'll have the children hang the ornaments on the tree.
Good. Thank you, Carl. Motion adjourned.
I have one small question.
2 a.m.
Please. It's a small one.
Another one, 5. What's up, what do you need, Carol?
The event calendar should be modified to include